Hello, my name is Alex Ford. I'm a sophomore on the Middlebury Ultimate team, and this is the Division I Finals of Lobster Pot 2016. It's Middlebury College Pranksters versus Bryant Craze. Should be a really great matchup. And right away, a drop from Bryant. The wind makes it really, really tough to read the disc. That's definitely going to affect both teams. I've heard Bryant's zone is nasty. But Middlebury has had a lot of success today working it through some tough zones against UNH and Bentley. Amherst's zone kind of stifled Middlebury when the wind was at its highest. That was Middlebury's first game of the day. It's Jacob Brady with the disc. He just got a short little pass from Andrew Bridgers. It's Gabe Doble with the disc, one of Middlebury's senior captains. Back to Connor Hannafy. Through the cup, that's Nate Henning, Middlebury's other senior captain. And a drop by Connor Hannafy. I also have just lost my baseball cap. Mine. This wind is insane, and thank you so much. I'm good. Okay. So I think the wind played a role in that missed catch from the Bryant cutter. It was a pretty solid throw, and he made a great bid, but it went through his hands. So like I said, it can be really hard to read the disc, whether you're trying to clap it or snag it with one hand. It can just jump around on you, go just an inch above or an inch below, really mess with you. Andrew Bridgers with the disc. To Gabe Doble. Wow, that hammer over the top a little risky. Liam Knox comes down with it. Liam Knox, another senior. Middlebury with a lot of valuable seniors. This is almost an all-senior line. Let me see. I think Connor Hannafy is the only non-senior. He's the one in the black hoodie. Wow, makes me a little scared for next year, but we also have a nice core of young talent, so hopefully things will be okay. Through the cup to Nate Henning. I'm going to try to get a better look at Bryant's zone. This is the first time that we're playing them this season, I think. Looks a good bit like our zone. Kind of maybe like a three-man cup. Jacob Brady with a great layout. That's what he does. Lots of great layouts. Yeah, some sort of cup. It's very aggressive. Seems to have one guy off. I'm not sure if he's part of the cup or if he kind of is there to cover the reset or just get in the way. And then either like a wing or a short deep. That's the guy who's next to Nate Henning in the blue penny right now. Ooh, that risky throw. Total 50-50 ball. Connor Hannafy looking up. Yeah, Bryant snags it. Now Bryant on the fast break. And Bryant with the first goal of the game. That is a hold, I believe. So looking at it from my biased Middlebury angle, pretty good to make them work on the first point of the game.
How's it going? I'm Megatron from Bryant Ultimate. I'm going to be commentating on this this deep point right here. So we got Bob over here, the big guy on the mark. He's probably one of our strongest marks. He's a sophomore, hadn't played before his freshman year. Very good player. We got Tiny or Tommy, number 19. Pretty great athlete. He's also his second year playing. There's Jacob, our captain, who's made a lot of the plays for the team. He's pretty much a stud. I think the other guy was talking about him before. Really great player. close to us.
Yeah, Cam.
Alright, we got Cam here. Picking up the disc. One of our star handlers. All around great player. Jacob's very good at making the tough throws upfield, but unfortunately, Puck's left his hands at home. It's not usually wise to go deep or put it floaty against 14. He eats up everything, but that was a good throw.
There. Oh,
Wow.
that worked.
It's a classic Bryant kind of play. Just throw it, somehow make something ridiculous work. Great D.
No, I don't think that was.
I believe he called a travel there. There's Bob on the mark. He's scary because he's so big and tall. Really make a lot of Ds, a lot of hand blocks with that.
All right, this is Alex Ford from Middlebury back. So far there have been 2 downwind holds, so it's 1-1. They have not, been mistake-free, but still with wind like this, scoring upwind is extremely hard. One big reason for that is that when you're going downwind, kind of your punts can be, they go a lot further. Oh, wow, great bid from number 34 on Bryant, and calls a quick timeout. He may have hurt himself, in which case he probably didn't need to call a timeout, could have called injury, but hopefully he's okay, and hopefully it's nothing. That was an excellent bid, and great job holding on with the unpredictable disc flight. I would say these are close to the windiest conditions that I've ever played in, and it's maybe not the most entertaining game to watch, but in terms of watching live, the battle of wills and the battle of precision, how you have to complete so many passes to get anything done. A great gratuitous bid from Gabe Doble there. So last year he was a junior, he was abroad half the year. Great guy, but this year he has just developed tremendously as a player and become one of Middlebury's real stars. Liam Knox with the drop, but it looks like there's a call. Liam, an excellent, aggressive, defensive player, really good in the air, strong cutter. Not sure what the call is. Appears uncontested. Disc with Gabe Doble, disc with Jacob Brady. Disc to Andrew Bridgers. Andrew Bridgers, better known as YouTube, because there's a funny video of him on YouTube being essentially at his high school, national signing day kind of thing for Ultimate Frisbee at Middlebury College. Amazing layout by Gabe. We've been seeing that all weekend. Gabe's nickname is Goob Doobie. It's a good one. With the disc, the only junior on the line. No, sorry. The only junior on the line, but that's Zach Levitt. He is a freshman on the line. Zach Levitt is a revelation. Really one of the better freshmen that I've ever seen. We got a great freshman handler last year in my grade, Dylan Salzman. He's not here right now. He got concussed maybe last weekend or the weekend before. But Zach is close to the player that Dylan is. They're both tremendous handlers, both have a lot of experience from high school, very chilly with the disc, very good decision making. Gabe cannot quite hang on to it there. And so Bryant punts, like I was saying. It's probably not going to be completed, but suddenly they've reversed field, and that's way easier to do when you're going downwind than when you're going upwind, because that throw upwind maybe only goes 10 yards, and then you've turned it over and haven't gained much. This started out as a D point for Middlebury, so even if they don't end up punching it in, it's been a success to an extent, because making an offense work, forcing turns, lengthening the other team's O points, can be a great strategy. And especially with Bryant throwing this very aggressive zone, maybe you tire out the cardio of the other team. A clean hand block. There was some confusion about whether it was maybe a strip, but a clean hand block, and Bryant immediately punches it in for the score.
Cameron Jack, Maine local, actually had a pretty nice pull. Sets up the trap with the cup. A lot of players running into each other here as Middlebury opens up the cup a little bit. Seems there's some confusion as the players' positioning on the field. Play real tight defense here to shut them out, to keep them from scoring this close to the end zone. This kind of weather definitely fosters the environment of hitting, throwing more squirrely throws like scoobers and hammers, as being shown here. And it looks like that's a Middlebury field. Cameron Jack, the Maine local, picks up the disc, throws it to Justin Kunkel, one of the young guns here, the sophomores from Bryant University. Shown to be a great handler for this team, a great contributor, especially with this tournament. Jacob, known for making the harder throws in the team, unfortunately throws away there. This sets up the cup. Not yet. Lots of crashes in this cup. Not really going anywhere, but that's okay. Nice bid. Cup's really working it, not giving them too much here. Plenty of scoobers. Gotta love seeing that.
That was awesome. Kind of hard to split up. You want the whole burrito? You're totally
I'm in.
You sure? Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
we'd make a horrible mess.
Yeah, it'd be a disaster, I'm sure. That's Shark Boy there with the score from Jakob, our captain.
They're from the original team, you know? Look at all the
Alex from Middlebury back again. Wow, a cannon of a pull. Great upwind pull from Bryant. If you haven't figured out by now, Nick and I are switching off every point or so. So here is another downwind O point for Middlebury. Zach Levitt with the disc, the freshman phenom. That was not a great throw, but Jacob Brady comes down with it. Both zones so far, I think, have had good success. Middlebury went man, I think, on their last D point, and it seemed to not work that well. So maybe, you know, if the wind stays like this, maybe we'll really just see zone every point, both teams. If you have a good zone, it can force the other team to work really, really hard. Or if they get lazy, they risk making mistakes. And that wasn't necessarily laziness, but that was a very well-timed thing to show that if you want, you know, a zone point to go quicker and you try to just throw it past the zone or throw it deep, you definitely run the risk of bad things happening, especially in a good zone with athletic players downfield who can make plays like number 14 did there. Cameron Jack with the disc, number 34 in Bryant. He is the only Bryant player whose name I know. Oh, wow, blade to the end zone, and Bryant with the first break of the game. Bryant pretty fired up about that. That ball coming down like a missile. Wow. And it was actually barely in and just rolled out the back. So upwind breaks like what Bryant just got in a game like this are actually sort of extra huge because you get the upwind break, and then because of the way the field flips, you have a chance to then get a down, like you play a D point downwind. So Middlebury's now going for an upwind hold. So if you get an upwind break, it can be a lot easier to get that second break in a row. And I think that we, you know, Middlebury's team, we've seen evidence of that today. I know in our game against UNH and Bentley. Looks like a point block from a Bryant player there, and so the disc was all wobbly. Zach Levitt couldn't hold on. Middlebury now playing really aggressive D, trying to keep Bryant out of the end zone. Connor Hannafy on the mark, bouncing around. Oh, great bid by number 19 on Bryant. And a fired up spike for the second break in a row. I believe Bryant is now ahead 5-2. Middlebury now about to get a downwind O point.
Yeah, Bob kind of got his life together now. We were making fun of him earlier because he kind of was playing terribly, but I think those two hand blocks have really made up for it. Bob being the mark, who also just got another D. This could be setting up our third break. And Jacob completing a pass to Tux, who completes one to Tiny, gets a third break.
Hey guys, Alex is back. Another great pull from Bryant to start the disc in the middle of Middlebury's end zone. Wow, Bryant's zone, now that I see it from this angle, it's not really a cup. It's more of a mark and then a three-man wall. It's a very intimidating zone. And then, so now they move to a trap and it becomes, I guess, more like a cup, more like a 3 or 4-man cup. Nasty zone, as was advertised, as was told to me, that it's a nasty, nasty zone. Lots of point blocks for Bryant, which tends to happen, you know, when you're playing zone and trying for those throws to crashes within the cup. You really have to extend your arm to make those throws, and you're making them in very close quarters sometimes. Bryant now on Middlebury's doorstep. A strike cut by Bryant to take half, I think. All right, it's 7-2 Bryant, so I was wrong. That's not quite halftime because this game's to 15, so halftime will be at 8. A few couple notes I want to get in. So my Middlebury bias showing through. I just want to appreciate kind of the fan contingent that Middlebury has here. The whole Middlebury women's team is here, and well, Gabe Doble with the nice little kind of slow layout to get that floaty disc. Oh, and number 14 with another athletic D and streaking down the field. Bryant is a very, very fired up kind of team. But anyway, like a lot of fall tournaments, Middlebury has a big roster here with a lot of new guys. And seeing them on the sideline, even, only a few who have played just a couple points today, it's really great just having so much spirit and so much fire on the sidelines. Bryant also seems like a really motivated team. Great high point there by Gabe Doble. Getting these floaty discs in the wind sometimes is very important because it can just be craziness when it goes up and the wind carries it. All right, Middlebury's going downwind. If they want to get back in this game, they really, really have to start executing. Great catch on that upside down from Zach Levitt. And number 14, oh man, Ian McInerney definitely heard his footsteps, I think, there. 14 with what we might call an intimidee. Although, I play with Ian. I don't know him as the type who gets intimidated. He's constantly skying bigger guys and just being an overall beast. But it is hard when someone's just streaking at you trying to go for that D. Middlebury playing, kind of a three-man cup. Middlebury gets it on the goal line. Oh, and Ian Max it to Nate Henning, goal for the captain, 7-3 Middlebury. A lot of that can be attributed to his father, who's in attendance here. They are wonderful, wonderful ultimate father and son combo. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy all around. So Middlebury now with its first D point in a while. Gabe Doble looking to pull. Among his other skills that have gotten better this year, his pulls have gone from good to great. His layouts have gone from great to insane. We have a couple new faces on the Middlebury line. Ian Skura and Eli Wolfgang, both Febs, which means they're in my grade, essentially a sophomore, but they came last February and started in sort of second semester. So they're going to graduate half a semester later than me, and Febs are a beloved part of the Middlebury community. Eli and Ian, both great athletes, great guys. Still raw as players, but really a ton of potential. And then on the right, we have Asher. He's in the blue. He's very tall, incredible natural athlete. He's made a lot of catch Ds in our zone today. So getting these guys playing time is huge. All right, Middlebury sets up in man, actually. Oh, disc is put up. And of course, Asher was the closest to it, that beast of an athlete. It went over Gabe's head. Bryant, 47 and 19, both had a chance. Maybe you could have seen a bid and maybe you'd slide under it, but a break for Middlebury, a break in the good thing sense, but it's not a break yet until they convert, and that is an entire 70 yards away, 70 upwind yards, and those will not be easy to get against this Bryant zone. But getting the game back to 7-4, I think, would really help Middlebury's psyche, in this final. One thing that Bryant's Cup has a lot of that some other cups don't is movement. Not only are they aggressive on crashes, but they move laterally a lot. Some cups kind of think of it really as a cup where you just kind of get in your spot and then you stagnate, and that's much easier to get throws through because you can see where the holes are. Wow, great layout from 34 there, but an equally good throw from Middlebury to swing the disc. But as you can see, Middlebury's working incredibly hard to move the disc just inches. Another hand block from Bryant. They are all over the place. The athleticism and reaction time is insane. That's halftime for Bryant, 8-3. Yeah, incredible defense.
Camera check. Ball is inbound. This kid's kind of fun.
Tiny, also known as Tommy Belcher, has scored a lot of the points for this team here. Pretty much all of them, with a small exception of a few. But this will set up a trap in the corner of the cup here. Hopefully we'll get another hand block by the mark or Bob. Just happened plenty of times already. That's a D by Justin Kunkel, one of the sophomores in my grade. And Jacob picks up and hits Bob for an easy score.
That was up. I had it.
Alex back. Bryant with another strong pull. It's probably going to bounce out of bounds, carried by the wind. Yep. So now they're on that sideline. Ian McInerney going to retrieve the disc. Couple new faces on the Middlebury line. Middlebury seems to be running sort of more open lines as the game is now 9-4. And not completely out of reach, but definitely a good time to get some newer guys, some experience. The throw goes up to Nathan Benningson, but it blades sort of out the side of the end zone. Nathan Benningson there in the Hawaiian shirt. Maybe a junior. Really, really nice kid. Let's see who else is on that's new. Edward in the bright blue half zip. He's a freshman. And Aiden, who had that close layout for the disc that barely touched the ground. He's in the blue cleats, the blue hoodie on the mark right now. Very active mark. Bryant with the blade over the top, number 14 with the disc. Once they break through the cup, they are off to the races. They're very athletic, aggressive, decisive. Definitely the most challenging team that Middlebury's faced so far. And also against Bentley and UNH and a lot of yesterday, Middlebury played relatively closed lines, really trying hard to win this tournament. And so the Maine players are very spent, I'm sure, but they're not showing too many signs of it. Really, really digging deep. Wow, kind of blady flick. Wow, Bryant with some really good throws on that point, just kind of slicing through the zone, never giving it a chance to reset. And ripping the downwind pull. I didn't quite see it, but that guy is either a lefty or that was a flick pull. Either way, really great. Bounces out the back of the end zone. So, couple notes. Tyler McDowell is the tall kid in the green shirt. He's more of a handler than a cutter, surprising at his height, but a really, really talented guy. He's a sophomore like me. And Jacob Brady loves that catch and release, but just a little too quick with it, and it's out of the reach of Andrew Bridgers. Number 14 gets the downwind score quickly on that break. 11-4 Bryant. Oh, looks like there's a call or some sort of dispute. Bryant players kind of messing around, reversing their celebration, going back in time. Kind of funny. Probably the Middlebury guys on the field aren't loving it because they're down 11-4, or now 10-4, I guess, with that score going away. Very acrobatic jump by number 36 to get into the end zone. Bryant's upwind pull is about to go up. Another good one, really. These are not turning over too quickly, and they're not looking too disgusting, which is, nice. All you can ask for with wind like this. Middlebury with another line, some very skilled players. Tyler McDowell threw it to himself by accident as a result of the wind. I don't think that's allowed. That's a turn. Listening to the Bryant line back here, because I'm facing their end zone, or I guess I'm right behind their end zone. They have a fun style about them. Number 14, who has been killing it. Ooh, the throw goes up and is snagged by Jacob Brady in the end zone for a turn. Love to see that as a Middlebury fan. Ian McInerney with a chance at the disc, and again, it's out of his reach. but yeah, just the Bryant dynamic. They seem to have a lot of fun with it, and they seem to have a lot of fun with each other. I really, I think we're gonna compete with these guys at regionals. They are a nasty, nasty squad in a good way. And this tournament is the best that Middlebury's looked in a while. That is going way far out of bounds. This tournament, Middlebury's looked really, really strong. Close loss to Northeastern, close loss to Amherst in horrible wind, and then otherwise really strong wins. And so not perfect, missing a couple key cogs, including a new freshman, Liam Fowler, who we think was concussed yesterday, but he's a baller. Dylan Salzman, as I said before. Brendan Williford, another senior, he's a baller. Oh boy. Wow, I could make a lot of self-deprecating jokes here because some of these throws look like my throws. Yeah, that if you throw a throw with like wobble and wind like this, it is going to kill you. Ian McInerney with the unnecessary layout because he was not close and he knocks his pants off a little bit. But hey, a great punt from Jacob Brady. That throw stayed pretty flat. Maybe if it was a little later, Ian would have had a chance at it, or maybe a chance at a greatest. Who knows? I ignored it earlier, but there's a D, I think, right in front of Liam Knox. That's how Bryant got the disc back way before. And so now, number 34, taking it to the front corner of the end zone. Middlebury looks like they're going to set their zone. We'll see how much success they have. Bryant manages to complete passes that I just have not seen other teams complete, and it really does not seem like it's due to finesse or absolute throwing skill. Great D from Tyler McDowell. See that? When the cup sort of closes in like that and plays aggressively, that's when cups sort of do their most damage, I would say, or when they force bad over-the-top throws. Swing to Tyler and throw into the end zone to Jake Simon. Jake Simon having a hell of a day. He's a senior for Middlebury. Another guy who's really, really improved from last year, really become a more complete player.
Got a short pull from Middlebury that ends in a nice roll. Cam's looking deep, throws to Devin, one of the seniors who hasn't really played before. We got a D last point, but he turns it over and a throw to Alex Kentworthy, one of the juniors. So Jake Roy here on the mark, commonly known as Nuts because of a inside joke from high school. So he unfortunately has debatably the worst nickname on the team. A fortunate turn for Bryant as Jacob throws to Devin, who is struggling to find the handler, but hits Austin Kelson, one of the seniors who is a defensive player. And Nuts catches a potential score off a Cameron Jack scooper. They set up the cup strangely with Austin marking, who's usually playing deep. But big throw somehow ends in a catch. Swing out of control. See what the defense can do here. Oh, big hammer, but D'd by Justin Kunkel.
I'm afraid
Hits poached Cameron Jack. He's definitely looking deep, but holsters it. Dishes it to Jacob, who gets the disc back. Austin gives it to Devin for a score. And now they have a nice celebration set up that they failed to execute the first time.
Mark's forward back commentating. Kind of sad I missed that last point because it was a D point for Middlebury and they put on a line of young guns. So a lot of my friends, a lot of guys who haven't had as much playing time today, and so it was great to see them trying. Oh man, the throw goes up and Asher's stuck with it, but disc went right to me. Had to kick it down and toss it back on the field. Anyway, during my time off, I talked to Jacob Garfinkel, number 36's mother, on the sideline. She was very sweet. I know that he is a stud, one of Bryant's multiple studs, but the one that I've heard the most about, maybe, one of the best players in D3 then, if Bryant is one of the best teams in D3, so it's really, really quite exciting. Yeah, this is a great gauge of where, Middlebury stands in relation to the real elite of our region. Okay, little dispute there about, whether someone touched the disc before the guy who threw it caught it again, but definitely it was deflected. So play resumed. Now play stopped for another call. This was an O point for Middlebury, so they're looking to get the turn and, continue, get their hold, get it to 12-6. In a windy game like this, it's probably going to be pretty slow moving. Hard cap will probably come at some point. So even if Middlebury does work their way back, they have to work their way back quickly. It's 12-5 now, so really have to get on their horse, as they say. Disc with Garfinkel and a call. Ian McInerney taps the disc in. Tyler McDowell on the mark. He has a wide mark with his 6'5" or so frame. Edward, the freshman, on the mark. Asher on the mark. Oh, and a Bryant player drops it in the end zone. A break, or maybe right outside the end zone. Big break for Middlebury. Oh, Tyler with too much air bounce. You cannot get away with that in this wind, but with Jacob Brady, you can get away with anything because he just vacuums up anything in his airspace. Jake Simon with the laser. Asher with a picturesque layout, but not much of a chance at the disc. Gets a high five from the Bryant guy for his effort. Number 36 for Bryant has it on the sideline. Throws some fakes, working it up the line. It is very, very cold. I'm shivering a bit. Oh, and in this temperature with cold hands, that disc hitting them's got to feel, not too good. Luke Kikukawa should be in the corner of your screen, or in the corner of the field, rather. Throw goes up, maybe, to him. That was also in my area, in the area of the camera. Luke Kikukawa has a wonderful hairstyle right now. He has quite the mane of hair. Sometimes he puts it up and looks kind of like a Smurf or a Dr. Seuss character. He's a sophomore Feb, like Ian Skura, Eli Wolfgang, Alex Cohen. Tyler McDowell slips on defense. He also has a wonderful mane of hair. I'm sure that he will atone for that with a powerful D momentarily. Bryant doing a good job of working it up and then taking a shot. And Jacob Brady eats it up after Luke Kikukawa contests. Jacob puts up the huck to Ian McInerney. And a great battle in the air, but the Bryant player had inside position and the disc wasn't too high, so Bryant, number 47, ended up winning it. Asher now on the mark. Oh, and slips through the hands of the Bryant player. Is a little bit high. Middlebury with the chance to punch in this downwind hold. A really, really grueling game from Middlebury. Ian McInerney with the scooper. Sort of went in between Edward and Luke. Jacob Garfinkel with the disc. He's too good. Middlebury's in man, but Jacob Brady, as usual, is poaching a lot and is not punished for it because there's a turn. Lucky, lucky Jacob. I shouldn't complain, though. His poaching has actually worked a good amount today. Middlebury doing a great job of swinging the disc. but Jake Simon just a little too enthusiastic, trying to get it to Asher in the front corner of the end zone. Great thought, though. There would have been excellent flow. Number 88 for Bryant, moving it up to the corner. Middlebury still playing man. So Bryant now going upwind. And the wind is not furious currently, but it's still cold, still breezy, still not the best throwing conditions. Jacob Garfinkel throwing a few moves, get open on the reset. Throwing some more moves. Bryant gets a lot of those lasers to recenter the disc. Typically, well, I guess we're in man now, but typically in windy conditions in a zone, one of the only ways that you'll move the disc side to side is kind of by moving it backwards, or at least with a swing. Jacob with a great layout, but doesn't quite get there. But, Bryant somehow does a great job of throwing those maybe insides or whatever to get the disc back to the middle of the field while still going downfield. Ian McInerney with the Blady huck, and Asher leapt for it but could not quite see it. Bryant continues to work it down the field. Jake Simon almost there for the D. Bryant just moving too quickly for Middlebury to keep up. Oh, Jacob with another insane layout, but just disc beyond his fingertips by a little bit. I believe it's 13 to 6, or 13 to 5. I'm not quite sure. I think 13 to 5. Middlebury with this upwind O-point, and they're putting out a relative young guns line, which is great, this late in the game to get real experience, but it's a real tough situation, really throwing these guys into the fire. So far, so good, though. Some quick handler movement from some of the vets. Jacob, Tyler, Andrew Bridgers. Some of the younger guys in line, we have Ian Skura and, Aiden down there. He's stretching, doing a good job playing the wing position. Jake Simon attacking the disc. Oh, man, and the Bryant player with classic Bryant zone hand block. It seems to be their thing, and he just throws a picturesque blade into the end zone. Bryant really executing well. All right, I think that I'm going to try to go play a point. So wish me luck. I'll try to lay out.
Starting off with a terrible pull from Cam, per usual. But this line is a very interesting line because we have 3 different Jakes on. We have Jake Roy, the freshman, towards the right of the cup. Jake Fonts in the Yankees beanie marking. And Jake Garfield, the captain of the team here, who's playing middle mid currently. We also have Delo F. Money wearing an Atlanta Hawks hat, one of the older players on the team, one of the veterans. He was actually playing deep there on defense. Now he's just kind of running around. He has another chance to play some more deep that turn. Never usually plays deep. He's usually in the cup, so this will be interesting. You actually have the Middlebury commentator here that was here earlier, on the field now, playing defense. Wow. Jacob laser throw to the other Jake, also known as Nuts, but he drops it. Sets up a big huck position for Middlebury, but it doesn't look like they're going to get to it. Jacob Garfinkel here, leading the offense up the field. Makes a risky throw to Jake Fonts, but drops short. The Jake to Jake connection's just not quite working here. Not yet. Well, the former commentator here going deep on Dello, but Dello makes a D to prevent the score. Jake's looking for Jake. He's looking. Hits one of the other Jakes. Good start. Oh. Tiny here makes a risky throw, and it might come back to him. And that's a turn. Looking like Brian's having a real struggle here, connecting Jake's, which is looking like the only way they really want to score right now. Meanwhile, Middlebury's high key shredding our cup, but Tiny gets a D. So number 19, Tiny actually earned his nickname because he is not in fact tiny. He is actually very large. A former football player turned Frisbee player. He's known for making a lot of big Ds and knocking people over because he's massive. And yet another turn for us at Bryant. Let's see if one of these teams can actually connect. A lot of movement from Middlebury, working through the cup. A lot of hammer calls here. No hammer yet. High release flick leads to a score. Pole puts Cameron Jack on the sideline. Zach Tuxbury going deep, number 6. Sophomore who's only played for 1 year now. Really wants to go deep, but looks not quite there. Still looking deep, still not open. Jacob gets rid of it, and it ends up in the hands of Dello F. Money. Yeah, I think that's me. Not a problem.
You want me to just leave this here?
Yeah.